Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leora and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is, boy oh boy, I have a surprise for you. You probably know from the video thumbnail that we are going to do a rescue bunny update, and I want to show you all of my bunnies. This has been so requested, sweeties, and I'm not alone here. Maybe you can hear it. My oldest son is going to assist me today. You have seen him here on my channel. It's Akiva. You're going to see him in a second, and he is already holding the first bunny. So a lot of people have reached out to me after I have been showing a couple of my rescue bunnies, and like whoever got added to our big family here, and you have reached out to me and have told me, please show us how they are developing, please tell us how they're doing, how they have been growing, and that is what we're going to do today. I also wanted to include the cat Oreo, but he's sleeping right now, so we're going to reduce this to the bunnies, but still it's going to be a lot. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. If you're new here, then please know that this is not my exclusive content. I am more like a beauty channel with also lifestyle content and some wrapping tutorials. Just so you know, please feel free to browse around and check out my content. And my son keeps kissing the rabbit. Okay, if you hear kissing noises, that's my son and the rabbit. Okay, so what we're gonna do this is awkward. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is that we are going according to the order of how we got them. I'll show them to you. Some of them I will not hold personally because they shed and it's still morning and I still have to be, I still have to live. So I'm going to let my son do this because he's happy to do that. And yeah, so let's bring in the first bunny, okay? Okay, here's Akiva and this is Holly. Now, hi. Holly, come here, we can't see her yet. Ooh. Hi Holly. So this is Holly and we got her, I want to say at the end of January 2020, so of this year. And you want to be here? You can come and like join. So yeah, they can't see you like this. Hi. Okay, so we got her at the end of January, and this is not a rescue bunny. This is a American dwarf, I think that's how they're called. And so cute. When we bought her, we were told it's a boy, and we called him Harry because of that sign here. It looked like a lightning bolt, like, I don't know, Harry Potter kind of a thing, So we called him Harry. At some point, we figured that this is a girl, this is not a boy. Anyway, so we then renamed him to Holly because, sort of makes sense. So anyway, this is her. She was so small the last time you saw her, but she is now fully grown. She's a sweetie, and actually, she sort of opened the door for our family to have animals, because in the beginning, all of those years, we just had kids. We did not have animals. I personally come from a background of always having animals in my life, but my husband's family is not really like that. And my kids always wanted to have animals because all kids always want to have animals, right?
Right.
If this is too hard for you to stand like this, no, it's okay. All right. So anyway. So yeah, so she was the first one, and she sort of opened the floodgates, and that was it, and we love her dearly. We had the other day, now I'm pre-filming this a little bit, you're probably seeing this a week after I filmed this, so we just had a couple of days ago a medical emergency with her. She had gotten stuck with her teeth around the bars of the cage and could not dislodge her head anymore, and sweeties, I've sort of hinted at this already in a previous video that there is nothing I wouldn't do for my babies. So basically, I had to knock out her tooth in order to dislodge her head because, rabbits are not very strong animals. They can die within hours. So I tried to, of course, I tried to do the whole thing without having to knock the teeth out. But so after the fact, I called the vet and she said, Leora, you did right. It's okay. These teeth grow fast, so don't worry about that. We had to then just clip down the other one so they're equal again. And anyway, the teeth were too long anyway because otherwise she wouldn't have gotten stuck. So that's how she looks. That's my dearest Holly. Sweetie, hi. Anyway, so she was the first one, and she is now something like 7 months old. Okay, so that is her, and now you can go and bring the next one. So while Akiva is bringing the next one, which is undoubtedly the hairiest of my babies, that is Giovanni. And he also got introduced in a video here. Wow, there's so much hair. Sweeties, seriously. By the way, also my kids are making noise. Everybody is at home. It's still summer vacation, and now I have animal hair on my face. Anyway, such a YouTuber. Yeah, so Giovanni was also introduced here on the channel, and he was a girl. We thought. So that's why his name was Goldie first, and this is how I called him when I showed him, and here on the channel. And he was actually in a very, very bad situation when he got rescued by us. So this was our first rescue bunny. We got him from a store, but there were so many bunnies in that cage in the store, and he was in a horrible situation. He had basically like half of his body was like caked with diarrhea, and it was horrible. He was very underweight. One couldn't see it so much because he is a lion head bunny, but so he is very fluffy and furry, you know, so one couldn't really see how skinny he was, but he was in a very, very bad situation. We took him home. I washed him. There he is. You know what? I'm just going to get up and use it here. Sweetie, come.
Yeah, because he's heavy.
And he's heavy. Well, yes, he is heavy and he's hairy. So let's just show him. Okay, maybe you have to stand a little bit because people are not going to see. So that is Giovanni. If you remember, wow, this hair. Wait, can we turn him around so we can see the head a little bit? So he is big. He got much bigger than we thought. He has a heart of gold. He is the sweetest, kindest, most appreciative rabbit that you have ever seen. So sweet. And this is also basically the rabbit that my son Akiva, this one here, has adopted him, you know. So we have already made the deal that once Akiva leaves the house and starts his own household, and if he is still alive, Giovanni, then he can take it. You can take him.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so awkward if like there's only half bodies in the video. So anyway, so the story of Giovanni is that we brought him home, and he did not eat for like 2 days or something. He barely didn't take any food, and I had a fight with my vet that I used to have back then. He said, just bring the rabbit back to the store, choose a different one, whatever, you know. It's not he sort of implied it's not worth saving this life. And I got so angry. I said to don't mess with me when it comes to saving my animals, you know. So not talking to you, I'm talking in general, doctors and stuff, really. And I dumped this doctor for a reason. Seriously, anyway, so I had to fight with this doctor. I said to him, I want to save this rabbit. Come here, help me, or I come to you, or I'll meet you anywhere. I'll go in the car. I'll take the rabbit where you want to meet me. I want you to look at this rabbit. It was a Friday morning, which is in my country a bit difficult to manage because everybody is getting ready for Shabbat and a lot of people are not working anymore. Also, a lot of doctors are not working anymore. So I packed up the rabbit. He was super weak already, and I took him to a shopping mall, and in the entranceway of the shopping mall, this is where I met the vet, and this is where he examined the rabbit, and he said, this rabbit has basically not a lot of chances left. So I said, do whatever you have to do, you know. So he said, the only thing we can do is I can try to give him like a vaccination or like some kind of a shot. I don't know exactly what, but I said, do it, whatever, you know. And we did that, and then on that evening of that day, Giovanni started eating. So that's the story. And after that, he got, what is this called? Mites. He got mites, and apparently, and we didn't know that, he got mites, and apparently he had mites already from when we got him in the stores and from the store. And he also then infected basically our other rabbits that we then after the fact had. So, and he also infected us a tiny little bit, so we all had to get treated for these little creepy crawlers. And anyway, this rabbit has gone through a lot, our Giovanni, and he almost died a second time because he was treated by that same vet the wrong way for those mites. He got a medication that is not suitable for rabbits. It's only suitable, I think, for cats and dogs. And he gave that medicine against mites to Giovanni. He almost killed him. And I then immediately dumped that doctor, and we had to, I found found a different doctor who was really nice, who came to give him IV, and so it was really, really hard for him to pull through. And I had to also mush up his food and basically force feed him with a syringe. And like, this rabbit is really, really, he has been, intensive in saving. I hope he's pulled through now for good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that was that. And then we sort of got into the feeling that this is what we want to do. Of course, with a limit, we're living in a big city and we have all our rabbits in our living room. We don't have a place outside. We're not living on a farm. So we have our limitations. But the thing is that we really fell in love with that breed, Netherland dwarfs. Netherland dwarfs are one of the smallest breeds of like dwarf rabbits that there is, if it's not even the smallest, but one of the smallest. And we thought they are so cute, and we kind of really, really want to have one like this. So then my husband agreed, okay, so let's get ourselves a Netherland dwarf, or maybe two, so they can grow up together and not be lonely. Okay, so then we got Beanie. Okay, so let's bring Beanie here.
She's shedding fur also.
She's okay, a little bit I can deal.
Okay.
I can deal with a little fur. Okay, come, sweetie. Ooh. She is one of the tensest bunnies we have. She's not a rescue bunny. She's a pleasure bunny. She is this cute. Hi. She's a very, very sweet rabbit. Really, really beautiful, very beautiful fur. All of those Netherland dwarfs have an amazing fur quality, super, super pretty. And also her and the coming ones, of course, I showed. I think it must have been in my new makeup releases videos, because they are always the ones that are most current and closest to the release date when I'm filming them. So yeah, so we got her. And on that same day, we got another one. So this is, of course, a girl. This is Beanie. Hi, sweetie girl. Okay, so and now, Akiva, you can bring her back and bring the other one. Okay. The next one. The next one that we got on the same day, because we sort of had scheduled it for them to arrive on the same day. I was in touch with different places, different pet stores, different breeders, and I knew that I wanted to have this one, this kind, like the black with the brown eyes and the brown belly. I think this is super charming and super pretty, and my husband kind of really, really liked to have like a natural looking one. And we got them on the same day. So on the day we got them, we first of all drove the whole family. We made an outing out of this. We drove with our travel box, animal box, we drove to the place where we picked up her, and then from there we went to the other place with the whole family and picked up the next one, which is Pretzel. And he's on the way right now. So he is basically the same age. I want to say we got them, when was that? Wait, Giovanni we got at the beginning of March. So I think Beanie and Pretzel was maybe in May. So something like that. So they are not super old yet. I'm not 100% sure if they are at their maximum size yet. Okay, you can give them to me. Ah, this hair. Anyway, so this is Pretzel. This is my little chipmunk. He looks like, we should have called him Alvin, because he looks like Alvin with the chipmunks, So cute, right? So he is also a Netherland dwarf, as I already told you. My husband really, really wanted to have this kind of a rabbit too. He is a male, right, sweetie? Anyway, so they are a cute little couple, and then we thought this is going to be it. Okay, so anyway, this is what we thought, but then a rescue happened. So as I just said, whoa, wait.
Ow.
Okay, let's try that again.
Jump off me.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so then the rescue happened. Okay, my oldest son Akiva and I were strolling around in a shopping mall. Sheena, what do you want? You want to come and say hi? Come say hi. Hi. He's also full of fur, but anyway. So this is Shiloh. So anyway, it's a bit distracting. So what was I telling? About Wiggles. Wiggles was the one that we got next, and he was not planned at all. So we got him from the same store where I also got Giovanni from. And that store has a problem, or it used to have a problem. I have to be fair, because I sort of helped them a little bit to figure out what their problem is, because every time I was there, I saw bunnies, dead bunnies there, or bunnies that were on the verge of dying. And I just said to them, I cannot rescue your your bunnies. You have to do something about this, you know? So Akiva and I went by that store. We saw this beautiful rabbit, and I love the coloring of that rabbit, you know? At that point, I wasn't sure that that rabbit like has a problem or is in danger or anything. It only sort of made itself clear once we had him at home. But anyway, so that is Wiggles. Let's bring Wiggles here. Yeah, and you will see why I love this rabbit, because look how beautiful he is. So this is Wiggles. Hi, Wiggles. He is really, really cute. I don't know really what his breed is. They call it the regular one here. I don't know. The pet stores say this is a regular rabbit, whatever that means. In my world, that doesn't make sense, because even a regular rabbit, like, what is that? It's got to be a breed, right? So anyway, so Wiggles was supposed to be a girl, and he used to live with 2 other female rabbits till about like 2 weeks ago or so. And anyway, so let me get back to the story. So we saved this rabbit. We bought him. We took him home. He was so weak that he basically fell over. He couldn't stand on his own feet anymore. He also had a parasite in his ear, or in his, like, he was always itching his ear and had his ear hanging, which is sort of a sign for a parasite, and it can also like be a brain issue, but in his case it was a parasite. He had the sniffles. Of course, he also got the mites from Giovanni. So anyway, all of them had to be treated for everything. It was a lot of fun, you know, a lot of fun, but it sort of also kept us busy during the pandemic, you know. It sort of gave us a purpose, and I don't know, it all made sense. It all added up. So anyway, so Wiggles used to be a girl. 4 vets told us that this rabbit is a girl. Now, the other day, I had to pull him off another one of like another female. And then I checked, and it's definitely not a girl. I mean, I have been checking this rabbit frequently because I always had a suspicion, because I don't know, it was just a very, very bossy girl, I don't know. I always felt like either this is like an alpha female or it's a male. Really, you know? So, but anyway, 4 vets had told me that this is a female. So I figured they must know, you know? But now he just suddenly has testicles. So yeah, what can I say? It's a boy. So there's nothing we can do. He's a boy, and he's here to stay. What can we do? Okay, okay, oh, you go. You're going home? You're going home? Okay, so you can bring the next one. On the same day we saved Wiggles, in the evening, I got a phone call from a pet store. And that guy told me, listen, weren't you at some point interested in Netherland dwarfs? I said, yeah, but you know, in the meantime, we got already 2. He said, you know what? I have a very, very special color right here. And I have it behind the counter, because I'm not going to put those rabbits out for the general public, because maybe you want to choose first. And I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I spoke to my husband. He said, okay, let's go. Really? Yeah. Okay. So we dropped everything. We went to that store, and we checked those Netherland dwarfs out. And it was a beautiful, beautiful stone gray Netherland dwarf. I looked at my husband, and I said, what are we gonna do? So he said, okay. You know, he would never admit it, but he loves to have animals. I'm sure he does. So anyway, so we bought that Netherland dwarf, which is not a rescue bunny. It's a pleasure bunny, okay? So she's coming here right now. The thing is with her, we bought her, and she was a solid gray. At some point after, like, there she is. Hi, sweeties. She's probably the smartest of them all. She's super smart. She knows how to find her way to her cage through the whole house. Seriously. So she's really, really pretty. Also, as you can see, she has this kind of, I think they call it Siamese coloring. But as I said, she didn't used to be that way. She had a bit of a darker nose, like she still has, but the whole back was much, much darker, more like the paws. Maybe you can see. Like this, you know? And then at some point she started to get white spots everywhere, like here and there, and it got more and more, and then her whole fur started to be like a light gray, like a silver kind of a light gray. And I'm so glad, because this is even more beautiful. She is so, so beautiful. She has very, very light eyes. Like when the light shines on it, like too much, they sometimes come across like a little bit of a red hint. But anyway, so she's a girl and she joined our tribe on the same day as Wriggles did. All right, so you can go back. And then there was actually quite a long break. Well, what is long? It's not very long. Maybe, I don't know, 4 weeks or something like that. And then we got Snoopy. Snoopy. I had a very, very bad day on that day. I had to go grocery shopping. I had high anxiety on that day. And I don't know, I just had a horrible day, you know, and sometimes I feel on these days I can't even go out but I have to because I have to live my life, right? I cannot put anything on hold or just stay in bed. If you're a mother of 7, you cannot do that. And I'm running a business or 2, you know? So anyway, I had a bad day on that day. And Akiva was with me doing the grocery shopping. All the other kids were in summer camp, and we went by a different pet store and we saw Snoopy there, and you'll see her. She's super, super cute. She's an Angora dwarf, super sweet, super furry, of course, and I kind of felt like we need a white one still. Anyway, this rabbit had the sniffles. I don't know why in my country apparently rabbits do not get vaccinated in the stores or from the breeders. I don't even know exactly where the rabbits are coming from, because I think, or I have the suspicion that a lot of people who do have like baby rabbits at home just bring them to the stores and have them sell them there, you know? So who knows what the conditions are in those homes and whatever. So anyway, it was I just feel for these animals, you know? And in my here she is, come sweetie. There she is, the little fur ball. She is really like a cloud on a sunny day. This is how she looks. She is not yet full grown. She is something like, I want to say 3 months old now. She is probably going to be the size of, I hope she's not going to be as big as Giovanni. I don't know. We're not yet settled on that. But you can see maybe how furry and fluffy she is. And she has these random black spots also on her tummy. She has one here, if you can see that. And also around her nose. She's super, super cute. And she's one of those rabbits that lives with Wiggles, or used to live with Wiggles. And we hope that she didn't get pregnant. You know, because she's, quite frankly, she's too young. But I don't know. You can't know till like in a bit, you know. I'll let you know. So anyway, so she had the sniffles. She had to be treated for that too. And sniffles can also be deadly, you know. So I consider her a rescue bunny. And, you know, she's so cute. And she also has an attitude, you know. She is probably the one with the biggest attitude in our whole bundle, because she stomps. Does one say that? She stomps, right? Yeah. I think so. Yeah, like she stomps her feet. When she gets angry, she stomps. You know, and that is kind of cool because, you know, throwing a tantrum, that's what we sometimes have to do. Okay, so one is left, sweeties. I hope you're not running out of steam. The last one was not a rescue bunny. It maybe I should consider all of them rescue bunnies, because I always feel like when I'm bringing something into my life, it rescues me. And I also feel like that about, of course, about Oreo, my baby kitten that we just saved. I feel like he found us and he saved me, because it just opened my heart to a whole new world. And this is how I always feel when I bring something new into my life. Maybe that's the reason why I have 7 children. I don't know. I don't know. I just vibe that way, you know? So I saw this rabbit, and it is a rabbit that has looped ears. I don't know how to say it in English. You know, those ears. And I used to have one like this with a different coloring, but one with hanging ears when I was a teenager. I used to have like 30 rabbits back then, but one of them, my first male that I had, was like that. And I just have such fond memories of that rabbit, and I'm so in love with the look of those rabbits, because they always look like a little bit sad and a little bit just too cute. And anyway, so this one is a wild mixture of a lion head, an Angora, and what was it? A lion head, an Angora, and a lobe ear. Yeah. Right, so that's what we have. So this is Floppy. Hey, Floppy. So this is, of course, can you see this? Isn't that, like, this is too cute to be true, right? And this is the summer fur, sweeties. This is the summer fur. I will have to do an update during the winter when they all have their winter fur. Of course, she is still small. Also, she is smaller than even Snoopy is. When did we get her? Maybe a month and a half ago. So that would be something like July or something, you know? So yeah, so she is still really small. I think she's also going to get to the size of Wiggles or, you know, one of the bigger ones. Yeah, please don't grow too much, okay? Because, oh my goodness, this is so cute. Like, really? Really? I mean, how can you go buy an animal like this that looks that cute? I can't, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's nature's fault. It's so sweet. Anyway, so thank you, Akiva. All right, so that is basically what it is, you know. Now you saw them, and I think if you're interested, please let me know. If you're interested, I can make an update at some point telling you how they're all doing and how they have grown. If I need to have a crane to bring them all here and show them to you because of growing and being heavy and all of that. Kiwi, you can bring her back.
Ah, okay.
It's okay. Yeah. Confusion. Okay, so anyway, this is all very live and not staged, so you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I know that there was interest in at least some of you here about my rescue animals, and again, they're not all, of course, rescue animals, but I do believe that in some ways, when I think about the homes that potentially those rabbits go to or other animals go to, I always feel whoever gets to be in my home is sort of rescued, because it's going to be a good home here, you know. We do whatever we can, and we love them to bits, and you know, it is what it is. Plus, I really also do believe that when you're saving a life, that you're basically saving the whole world. It is part of the Jewish tradition to say that when you save a life, you save the whole world, but it is really applied to people. I personally think it goes beyond that. You know, when you take something into your care and you start to take responsibility for an animal, then you're basically saving a whole world too. It might not be like the whole extent of world saving, like maybe if you would do it for a person, but it saves a part of the world. It saves part of the creation. This is also a creature that God has created. I believe that, you know. So I just believe that everything that has been created, as long as it is in my care, it has to be saved, and I have to do whatever I can to help. This is of course also what happened when we found our rescue kitten in the garbage across from our house. You know, I did not plan on having a cat at all. Did I think I would ever have bunnies? More than one? No. It's not even, I don't know, I always wanted to have a dog. I used to have dogs when I still lived in Germany. I used to have horses and like these kinds of animals, you know, and yes, I also had, when I grew up, bunnies, but after that I sort of felt like, you know, I would like to have a husky, or I don't know, like other kinds of animals. But now that I'm living in the city, back then I lived on a like farm kind of a situation, or like a countryside kind of a situation. So now it's just different, you know. But on my level, what I can do, living in a city, in the middle of the city with like very little space and a big family myself, you know, I can only do so much. And now, can I take in more animals? I hope that no more animals will find me, because I don't know how to do it, how to also, it's financially, it's a strain, you know. Like I have to, for example, I have to order food through the pet store. I cannot buy those small boxes of food anymore. I have to order like 20 kilo sacks of food for my rabbits, you know. And that is also something like nobody, I don't know, I don't get supported by the Animal Rescue of Jerusalem or something, you know, to pay for that. You know, this is out of my own pocket, or like my husband and mine. So anyway, so this is what we're doing. This is a bit of how we are trying to heal the world. Of course, that is on a very, very small level, but our whole heart is in it. And I just wanted to share that because, you know, this is also a lifestyle channel, and this is part of my life here that I'm sharing with you. So I hope you did like that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Of course, Oreo you see frequently here in my new makeup releases videos anyway, so maybe I don't have to do like a separate video on him, but I hope you did enjoy. If you're new here, again, again, like I already said in the beginning, please feel free to browse around in my other content. And if you like what you see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love to have you here. And besides that, I'm going to see you here next time for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.